This is the lecture, the second part of Measure of Central Tendency. Sorry that I had to cut the other one short. There was something going on in this room, but we'll pick up here. So we are now down here on this table. Now, to find central tendency from a frequency distribution, it takes a little bit more work, all right? So you're going to have to look at, I'm going to give you an understanding of how this one is different. If you'll notice in this table, they gave the person and their each individual salary. All right, well down here we're talking about scores on a test. Well, they gave the score on the test, but then they told us how many of those scores that there were. So the table is different because when this says there's a score of 90, there's one person that scored a 90. There were 3 scores of 80. There are 10 70s. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 5 60s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 2 50s. So this is where you have to be careful. If you're not careful, you may look at this table and just go, oh, there were only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scores. That is not true. Look at how many scores it actually recorded. So to find N, it is not 5, it's how many total scores. So we're going to add the frequency. Well, there's 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So there's actually a total of 21 scores, which when you look at this, this makes sense that there's 21 numbers. All right, so you have to be careful of that. All right, so to find the mean, it basically means add all these numbers up and divide by however many there are, which are 21. But a lot of times, we don't want to take the time to write out all the numbers individually like this. It just takes too much time. So that is the purpose of this column right here. I'm going to teach you how to do something. You will be required to do this on a test, so be sure that you pay attention. What you're going to do is you're going to take the score and you're going to multiply it times the frequency. The score times the frequency. So the score is 90, so I'm going to take it 90 times, there's one of those, so that gives me 90. 80 times, there's 3 of those, that's 240. 70 times, there's 10 of those, so that's 700. 60 times, there's 5 of those, that is 300. 50 times 2, that is 100. All right, so rather than adding all of these numbers up individually, I can take these numbers, add them up, which gives me 1,430, and if I added each one of these individually, I would get 1,430. So when I calculate the mean, I'm going to take the column that is the score times the frequency and divide it by the frequency. So I'm going to take 1,430 and divide it by 21. And that gives me 68.1. Just double checking that. Oh, it is actually 68.095, so I just rounded it to 1 decimal place. All right, the median. The median is a little bit harder to locate, okay? So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do my formula to find the location. That is n, 21 plus 1 divided by 2. 21 plus 1 is 22 divided by 2 is 11. So it tells me the median is the 11th number, okay? So we know it is the 11th number. All right, well, if I came over here, I could just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's the 11th number, so my median is 70. Now, here's how I do it here. So I want the 11th number. All right, well, if I start here, this is the first number. There's 3 of these, so the first, second, third, fourth number. So the fourth number would be an 80. And then that gives you 4. 4 plus 10 is 14. So since 11 is between 4, it's bigger than 4 but smaller than 14, it tells me that the 11th number is in here. I come over here, it tells me it's a score of 70. All right, the mode, you want to ask yourself, what score has the highest frequency? So I come over here and I look at the frequency. What's the biggest number? 10. What score is that? A 70. So 70 is my mode. Okay? All right. Now, I am going to do one more example from a table. I'm going to create a table. All right, so I'm going to stick with scores. So let's say that we have some scores of 92, 88, 73, and 61. Okay? All right. So what is their frequency? So say that there are 2 92s, 3 88s, 4 73s, 3 61s, and I meant to do one more score of 50. And let's say that there are 3 of those. All right. So, remember, that would be like having a 92, 2 92s, 3 88s, 4 73s, 3 61s, and 3 50s. All right? So if you add this column, it tells you how many numbers you should have. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So n is equal to 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay? Now, when we're given a table for which there's frequency, then I always have to do this additional column, and you will be required to do this on a test. Always required to do this. You'll have to show this calculation. So we're going to take the score times the frequency. 92 times 2, 184. 88 times 3, 264. 73 times 4, 292. 61 times 3, 183. 50 times 3, 150. And then we need to add this. So I'm going to go to my calculator and I'm going to add all of these numbers, and I get 1,073. So if you went to your calculator and added all of these numbers, you should get 1,073 as well. All right, so to find the mean, we take the summation of our numbers, 1,073, divided by however many there are, which are 15. And it gives me a repeating of 71.53 repeating. pay attention to WebAssign. If they had you round that to 2 decimal places, it would be 71.5. All right, the median. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to find the location of the median. And that is n, 15, plus 1 divided by 2. 15 plus 1 is 16, divided by 2 is 8. So we know it's the 8th number. So my median is the 8th number. All right, well from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And as long as you have them in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't matter which direction you go because it's the middle number. So we know our answers to be 73. All right, if I looked at it here, the 8th number, whether I started from the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. So if I went 2 plus 3, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I hit the 8th number, it's 73. Or if you started at the bottom, 3 plus 3 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You hit the 8th number in here, so it tells me that my median is 73. And then lastly is the mode. Look for the highest frequency, which is 4, so my mode is 73 as well. All right, that finishes up 10.2, which is your central tendency.